What's up everybody, it's me E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews, and today we're going to review The Equalizer 2. If you haven't already, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and while you're at it, click on that little bell too. Alright, let's start off with a quick intro. Robert McCall is trying to live the simple life as a part-time Lyft driver and part-time deliverer of justice. However, things get real bad once trouble hits a little too close to home. Enough of that, let's get right into the good. The good. Director Antoine Fuqua made a very wise decision in giving the fans exactly what they want. In the very opening scene, we get a pretty good stopwatch scene that'll make fans remember the good times of the last Equalizer movie. Thankfully, scenes like this were just fun reminders of how cool Denzel can be without having to rehash the same old action scenes that we've seen before. The action overall in this movie was pretty solid, especially a particular car scene. You'll know it when you see it. There's some pretty amazing cinematography that happens with rotating camera shots that'll deliver nothing short of a jaw-dropping moment. Besides the action, there's a little bit more story given in this movie that gives McCall's character a little bit more depth. This in itself makes the entire movie a bit more well-rounded and not just a typical action flick. Denzel also doesn't disappoint by adding yet another classy acting performance. There's a particular hallway scene where he channels his inner training day and will easily captivate the entire audience. Seriously, if there was any doubt that Denzel has lost a step in the acting department, that scene will quickly remind you to never think of such silly thoughts again. Surprisingly, this movie had a little bit more humor in it than expected. What makes the humor great is that it's done in a way that is funny to the audience, but it doesn't disrupt the tone of the movie. Thanks to Denzel's performance, you'll still chuckle away despite some situations in the movie being pretty intense. Best of all, the humor was kept to a minimum. It was a good decision to keep it in small doses without getting really corny with it. Okay, let's move on straight into the bad. The bad. While it was appreciated that this story did try to take a deeper look into McCall's story, it felt like it took a little too long to get there. That's probably because some of the story elements weren't as engaging, even though they made sense within the plot. This could also be due to either the pacing or the spacing of the action scenes in the movie. When it's time to deal with the drama, the movie feels a bit sluggish compared to the more suspenseful, action-packed moments. Another slight issue with this movie was the fact that the twist was a little predictable. It's not a major flaw in the movie if you happen to guess it early, thankfully, because it's revealed halfway through. So there's still plenty of movie to watch even after this shift in direction. Now this might be another minor issue, but I thought that the final action scene was lacking just a little bit. Maybe I'm being a little greedy, but I just thought it could have used at least one or two more henchmen to ante up the action. One of the key highlights to these films is showing McCall's resourcefulness, and with a limited number of bad guys, it feels a little underwhelming. Alright, enough of that, let's move right into the reason. The reason. Now, when it comes to comparing both Equalizer movies, I've got to kind of say that, well, they're equal. See what I did there? Equalizer, equal, you get it. It should be noted that both of these films do have a slightly different feel to them. The Equalizer was a bit more action heavy, while Equalizer 2 tries to balance itself out with a bit more drama and story. I think one of the key things to remember before watching this film is that it's not going to be a non-stop action thriller. So you can't go in with the typical action junkie mindset where you can just be mindlessly entertained. So when it comes to the rating for Equalizer 2, I've got to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now, if you're a fan of Denzel, I think that we can all agree that at this point, he's just padding his stats. Feel free to check out Equalizer 2 in theaters and have a good time. Oh, and don't forget to tip your Lyft driver and give him 5 stars. That's very important. Well, that's all I've got for today. Thank you very much for joining me. While you're here, feel free to check out some of my other videos. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.